Hey guys, welcome to another peaceful pinning. I just want to say a quick note to those of you guys who may be watching this in the future. This is just a pin along type of thing. If you're looking for a step-by-step of the pattern I'm going to make, you can find a link to that right below this video in the description. And you can also find a free printable supply list along with that step-by-step. It looks like this. But for this live stream, this is just for asking questions, having fun, that kind of thing. Hi guys. Hi Patty. Hi Robin. Hi Kelly. Happy Monday to you too. Hi Beth. So I'm going to be doing a sunburst today, but I just set up something kind of fun in my software here, and I want to test it out really quick and see if it works. I'm gonna try something really quick. It works. I can put comments up on the screen, you guys. That was pretty cool. Hi needleworker. Hi creative minds. Hi Terry. Oh, thank you, Mary Lou. Mary Lou said, hello, you talented person. Very cool. All right, you guys, so I have another little bin of scraps here. Creative Mind said, I'm already loving the fabric in that box. The problem with putting the comments up is that I have to like manually do it, and I feel like that might be difficult to do while I'm making an ornament. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if it's going to be something that I can do very easily, but I thought it would be fun to try. I saw it in a YouTube video, and I was like, I gotta try to put that on my videos. So Tammy made me a new scrap bucket, you guys. Actually, she made this for me, I think, last week, and I just hadn't gotten to it, so it's not new. But I thought I would do another sunburst with these fabrics because they're really pretty. And look, she made me a ribbon scrap bag. Got some pretty stuff in there, so that'll be fun to play with in a little bit when we get to it. And then I've got two options for bands. Thanks, Robin. Robin said, don't worry about that. We're happy just to be here. Thanks, Robin. I thought it would be fun to try, and who knows, maybe I can get good at doing a couple of things at once. We'll see. For now, I'll just play with it as I can, I guess. Let me move these guys out of the way. Look how awesome Tammy is. She even puts the count on there for me. So I already looked at this a little bit in advance, and I see that I have enough to do the 3 colors in a sunburst if I use this green here as the main, or not the main color, but like the accent color that's in 2 layers, and you need the most of that. You need 24 of that, so I'm good. Needleworker said, made my first ornament ever over the week, or made my first ornament over the weekend working on another one. These are the trial and errors, a few bumps, but working it out. Yeah, in the beginning, that's when you kind of hit those little things, the little bumps, but it gets easier as you go, for sure. Creative Minds said, Creative Minds, can you remind me your name again? I'm so sorry. I know you just told me this last week. And it's been a few days. I did not do a live stream on Thursday or Friday, so I feel like I might be starting all over again today. It's a Monday also. But you said, I finished an ornament today made with Snowman Gatherings fabric scraps. Awesome. Oh, you didn't tell me. Okay. Creative Minds is Jenny. It's nice to meet you. Officially. Needleworker said, signed up for emails and got my downloaded materials yesterday. Awesome. Guys, I have I check email signups every day because Well, there's a few different reasons, but when you have an email list, you have to work on keeping it all cleaned out, just to make sure you're following all the anti-spam rules and stuff. And I notice a lot of typos when people sign up. So if you ever sign up and you don't get your stuff in your email, it may be because there's a typo in the email address. And I'm finding those like every day when I check new signups. I try to correct them if it's an obvious one. Sometimes it's a really obvious typo, but sometimes I can't guess. Happy Monday, Phil. I like these fabrics, and I don't know what they are. I want to say that this holly is Moda, although I don't know that 100%. But these I don't believe are Moda. I could be wrong. Jenny said, thank you. Nice to meet you too. My husband was an undercover detective for 15 years. Oh, wow. So I worked hard to keep myself and our kids' identity quiet. He's long retired now, and I haven't ever changed it. You know what? That's really smart, though. Especially nowadays. I've been on a true crime kick in the last few months, and that's making me even more feel like you got to be really careful. Kelly agrees. Smart move. Too many crazies out there. Yeah, there's some wackadoodles, man. And just identity theft is so much easier, it seems like, for people, for the bad guys these days in our digital world. Nancy said, I haven't made an ornament in some time, and I'm enjoying watching these live so much. I'm glad to hear that, Nancy. I hope it's inspiring you to get back to making them. Jenny said, when I'm not watching your videos, I watch true crime and trials. I did not think I would be so into true crime as I have gotten, and I just can't stop watching it. Cat Law, I completed the Santa shirt ornament, and hubby said it looks like it needed a head. It's yeah. Right, it's not the whole Santa, it's just a shirt. Patty said, OMG, OMG, I am a true crime TV addict. My husband has to sleep with one eye open. Kelly said, I binge on the Crime Junkie podcast while I'm working. I'll have to look for that one. I don't know Crime Junkie. I'm going to have to look that one up. Lately, I've been watching one called Crime Weekly, and they do like these big deep dives into true crime cases, and it's broken down into parts, and some of them are like 8 parts long. And I am waiting every single week for the new episode to drop. But I'm going back and binging the older ones, so that's nice because I don't have to wait. But it's like sometimes like 10 hours of listening to a certain true crime story. I never thought I was going to be that person, but here I am. Rebecca said, waiting for my first order to arrive. Thank you for your order, Rebecca. Needleworker said, went through identity theft several years ago. It definitely changes your outlook. I bet. That's terrifying. Crime Junkie is Ashley Flowers. I'm gonna look that one up. Just what I need is another podcast to get addicted to. Jenny said, oh no, Needleworker, that's terrible. I'm sorry you went through that. I've heard that that's a nightmare to go through. Kelly said, I am that person. LOL. Yep. Has anybody heard of the case out of Tallahassee, the Adelson crimes? No, Creative Minds, I have not heard of that one. But I'll have to look it up now. Is that a recent one or is that like an older one? Hi, CJ. CJ said, oh, good. I only missed a little bit. Hi, you all. Hope you are all doing well. I'm going to have to look that one up then. I just finished the Crime Weekly series, which I think that one was only 5 parts, so that was a little bit shorter, on the BTK killer from Kansas. Way back when. Man, that one was disturbing. Kelly said I listened to that one. Oh, Robin said, I think my daughter follows Ashley. I can remember her talking about her. Creative Mind said it's been ongoing for 11 years. They just convicted the grandma. 5 people are in prison. The grandma? That's crazy. That grandma should have been doing other things with her time. She should have been making ornaments. CJ said, total 48 hours fan. Let me turn off my phone sound, you guys. I always forget that. So far, so good. Okay, so I'm going back to the dark green now. I'm trying to remember what I'm doing. And we're going to do the prism folds with this one. And then I'm going to finish off with the red. I was struggling with whether I wanted to do the Sunburst or the basic star with this. I think either one would have looked really pretty. But since I did a couple of Sunbursts last week, I thought I would stick with that one for another time or two. Robin said, I love the colors. Thank you. Me too. These two greens are really pretty. And I like the shades together like this. And then we'll just sort of end it off with the red on the outside. I think that's going to be really neat. Phil said, I used to bowl, and when we were going to tournament in the BTK area, they told us to be sure to go around the area in groups. Terrifying. And then, like, he wasn't caught for like 3 decades until he was a sicko, but he wasn't that bright. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you find out about these people after the fact, because they're like, you know, terrifying people for all this time because you don't know anything about them and because how sick they are. And then you learn about them and you're like, what in the world? CJ said, I used to live in Washington. Stupid me used to hitchhike all the time, and this is during the I-5 Bandit and Green River killers were active. Terrifying. I think it's kind of crazy when you're younger and you do things because you know when you're younger you always think, well, nothing's ever going to happen to me, and then you start to get older and wiser and you're like, what was I thinking? Back in the day, what in the world was I thinking? Catlaw said, that's going to be gorgeous. Here, I'm gonna be fancy again and try the comment thing again. I just looked at myself in the camera and I see that I'm way up too high. And I keep doing that lately. Sorry, guys. I feel like I need to adjust my table or something so I can get back in the screen. I agree. Catlaw said it's sad and sickening how much evil is in our world. I know. CJ said, but I really didn't pay attention to that stuff, and that is exactly what I think. I feel blessed to be here. I know, you know, like you're not paying attention to it. You think, oh, that wouldn't happen, and you really aren't even giving it a thought. And then you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, all the things that could have happened. Luckily, they didn't. Phil said, what is the fold that you're doing now? This is the prism fold. It's so similar to that regular triangle fold that I was doing before, but you're just creating more of an angled, narrow triangle instead. So instead of folding straight down, the left and right side straight down, which is what we call the basic triangle fold, instead you're folding down and on an angle a little bit more towards the opposite side that you're folding. So the left side down towards the bottom right, and then the right side down towards the bottom left. And you get a more narrow triangle. You also don't have a line down the center with this. And you can also adjust it because it's only pinned at the top so far. And you can kind of play with where you want the bottoms to sit. I can see that I'm going to have a pin showing down here, so I'm going to get that out of there before I make it too difficult on myself. I like the tonal effect here. The two greens are pretty similar to each other, but there's just enough of a difference. It's not too contrasty, and I know that sometimes we're going for a lot of contrast. The outer layer I do is going to have tons of contrast, but I love this tonal look that we're getting here. Hi, Tamara. Tamara said, yay, I'm late, but I made it. Yes, you did. You're not that late. We're still on side one. Hi, Christine. All right, so now for layer 3 or layer 4, I'm going to go back to the basic triangle. Tamara or Tamara? I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. CJ said, question, Stacy, can I send an email with some fabrics for an opinion if they will work on an ornament? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me give you a link to our contact form. Unless you already have the email. You might already have the email address. Tammy. Okay, I'll go with Tammy. Thanks. Oh, yes, I know you, Tammy. CJ said, I love that red. Me too. Isn't that pretty? And this is giving us that contrast. So we did the tonal kind of in the middle. I have no idea how I'm going to embellish this. I might do something, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't really want to do too much because this is more of a country vibe. I don't think I want to add a lot of bling. We do have some pearl beads. I feel like that would be the right color, but I don't know if I have any here, which is unfortunate. I should have looked for that before I started. But you guys, I have a pile of ornaments that are sitting right beside me, and it's going to be my finish up pile. I was mentioning this last week. So someday in the next couple days, I'm going to do that, and I'll finish up embellishments on this if I don't finish today, plus the other ones that I didn't finish. I was actually going to do that last Thursday or Friday, and then I was not on for the lives on those days unexpectedly. So yeah, we'll do it this week. We have a lighter green pearl bead that I feel like would look pretty on this. Pepper Spot, can you remind me again your real name? You just told me the other day. It's a Monday. I hope you'll forgive me. And you're not too late today. Just a little bit, like you said. We're still on side one here. Hi, Patty. Yeah, I really like the red rounding this out. I think that looks really neat. That's right, Christy. I've tried and tried to change my name, but nothing works. And I'm remembering most names on here, or at least I'm trying to, but the more of you guys that are getting on, the harder it's getting to remember. But I'm gonna do my best. I need to start a little list. Are you guys all ready for Christmas? Can you believe it's already December? That it's December the 8th already? I am not ready for Christmas. Not even a little bit. Although we've talked about it. I've got my Christmas trees up. They're not all the way decorated still, but they're more decorated. But one of my trees, because I have two of them, one of them, the lights went out in half the tree over the weekend. And I can't figure out where the missing light bulb is or which one's out. I just can't figure it out. So that's annoying. It's like the whole top of my tree is out. Hi, Louise. Hi, Kathy. Kathy said, hi, everyone. Darn, I am late, but I'm happy I got you live. Kathy, you're not that late. We're just now finishing up Sidewind, so better late than never. We are glad you're here. Robin said, I was just going to ask everyone. Patty said, almost ready. No, Nancy, there's not. Nancy said, is there a such thing as being ready for Christmas? I don't think there is. It seems like even on the years that I felt like I was totally ready and prepared, something came up last minute that I had completely forgotten about. Thank you, Louise. Louise said very pretty. Robin said, I just put another set of lights on the tree. I added twinkle lights this year. Twinkle lights are my favorite. That's my favorite kind of Christmas lights. That might end up being what I have to do if I can't figure out with my tree. But it's annoying because my tree, this particular tree, is only a couple years old. I got it off of Wayfair a couple years ago. And it was beautiful for the first year. It was just absolutely beautiful. And then the second year, which I think was last year, like the whole middle section, the lights came on, but they were way dimmer than the rest of the tree. So that bothered me, but still, it was still pretty, but it bothered me. And now this year, the third year, I think this is the third year. It's like the fourth at most, but now the whole top half of the tree is out. And so that's not going to fly. But it was the lights on it were, they would go from white to like a pastel color to full color, like red and green. And you could set it so that it would go between automatically in like a twinkle mode. And it was just absolutely beautiful the first year. I mean, I couldn't stop looking at it, but it didn't last. So Needleworker said, check the plug and see if there is a fuse in it somewhere. Some have a fuse in the plug. Okay, I'll check. That's something I did not check yet. Catlaw said, just buy a cheap strand and place them at the top. It's easier than looking for a bulb. For real. I mean, I looked and I didn't find it. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? Go through every single branch? And how can you even do that? That would be like impossible. Patty said that happened to my tree one year, so I just bought a 50 light string of lights and just wrapped it around the part of the tree that went out. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do, guys. The lights are so different though. Like, well, I guess I could set all the bottom ones that are on. I could set to just be white, or I could set to just be color. I wouldn't be able to do the fancy thing where it's switching between colors, because I feel like it'd be hard to get the same match. They were really unique colors. My old trees, like old artificial trees, lasted forever. I had one, I swear I had that thing for 15 years. But the new stuff just doesn't last the same. Kathy said, I have all my presents bought. Now it's wrapping time. Tree up, outside lights up. I decided I want to work on my ornaments, so I didn't do all my decorations. I'm totally in favor of that decision, Kathy. I think you should definitely work on your ornaments. That's a great idea. Robin said, I'm always doing something, so I'm never ready. The fun thing this year is that my husband and the boys kind of took over, so I just let them. And the place looks great. Some places even adorable. That's so cool. I love that. Kathy said, I would call Wayfair to see if they will exchange because it's only 3 years old. Not acceptable. I agree. Their return and exchange policy is, so far, what I have seen from other things that I've gotten, isn't the best. If you're outside the time, they're not willing to work with you, at least not from the other things that I've had that hasn't worked out. And honestly, there's been a few things from Wayfair that haven't worked out very well. Robin said, sometimes the fuse. Yep, I just add extra lights. Yeah, I'm gonna look for the fuse, and I didn't realize that they had them in the plug. I have to look at that. Patty said, these lives helped put a fire under me to get the family's seasonal ornaments done, but one. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, Patty. Kathy said, I agree. For this year, just add lights. And of course, it's the tree that I have in the front of the house, like that you can see out the window. So now it's just a half a tree. Yes, Christy, it worked. Christy, formerly Pepper Spot. Cat Law said, I don't wrap around, I go back and forth like ziggy zaggy. It's easy to get the lights off. That's interesting. Getting them on and off, wrapping around and around is a pain in the neck. I've never even thought to do it that way. Robin said, a table full of Santas. Wish I could show it. Lego on the tree. That's awesome. Like a Lego star, Lego ornaments. I love Legos. Kathy said, I'm getting so much better doing my ornaments. My husband said, note, that is really pretty. I've never bought from Wayfair. I don't think I will now. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be discouraging or whatever, but yeah, so far I haven't had the best experience. It's just some of the stuff's kind of, it's priced like it's not really cheap, but it's kind of cheap. Maybe not every single thing, but a lot of the things. Wayfair is going to be so mad at me. Kathy said, Patty, I agree. I feel the same way. I'm totally enjoying this new craft. That makes me happy. Christy said my tree is a tabletop, so we do a zigzag lights and ignore the back totally. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're not going to see the back, it is a pain to put them on and off, wrapping them around. Oh, now, not note. My husband said now that is really pretty. Okay, gotcha. Creative Mind said I wrap my tree and when I first get it and then I put it away that way. I would love to have like a closet that I could stick my tree in every year and just put it away, decorated, everything, and then just pull it out, not have to worry about taking it all down. The thing that I dislike about putting trees up the most, aside from I guess this light situation that I'm gonna have now, is like crunching up the branches to fit it back in the box, or at least set it into the box so I can store it, and then uncrunching the branches back out when I'm putting it back up. Fluffing the branches, I guess, is a better word. Robin said, just remember, if they're clear lights, they have the warm white and the cool. I like the warm white, so yeah, I like the warm white a lot better. Robin said the Lego figures in the village. I love that. That's a great idea. Wow, a lot of you guys do the ziggy zaggy, huh? Oh wow, Kelly said it's harder for me to get out my 300 plus nutcracker collection than putting up the tree. That's a lot of nutcrackers. How long have you been collecting them? Thank you, Patty. Patty said if you're liking this time with Stacy, give her a like. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you. You know what? Let me go back. I forgot about my little fancy comment thing. Let me... I forgot to put some comments up, guys. For those of you who didn't get here right in the beginning, I hooked up this thing to like show comments on the screen, but I have to do it manually, so I'm gonna always forget. It might not be a thing that I do regularly. Tammy said, I'm not gonna lie, before I bought my pre-lit tree, I had the outdoor net lights that I would throw over. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Kelly said it's 10 years ago. Do you spread them all around your house, like when you put them out, or do you have like a all in one place kind of thing? How do you decorate with them? Nancy said we have a pre-lit and pre-decorated tree. We don't have any kids at home anymore, so we downsized quite a bit. We just put up a few decorations as well. I don't blame you. Last year I didn't put up as much stuff, and my daughter was upset with me because she wanted to have more decorations up, and I'm like, well, you gotta help me because it's like a lot of work. So this year she started getting on me like right before Thanksgiving that she wanted to do a lot of decorations, and I was like, okay, you gotta help me though. But guess who ended up still doing most of it? Me. She did help me a little bit though. It's kind of my fault because I tried to surprise her while she was at work. So I did get a lot of the things out while she was gone, in her defense. Kathy said, I was watching Kelly Clarkson today. She has one room for just Christmas. She shuts the door when Christmas is over and then opens the door the next year. But I'm sure she lives in a mansion. Yeah, probably. Can you imagine having like enough space that you have a whole room that you can just close the whole year and then only open it for Christmas? That's crazy. I'm sure it's beautiful though. With all the work that it is to decorate for Christmas, that'd be that would certainly be a nice luxury. Kelly said that they are all over. So you are surrounded by nutcrackers. Kathy said every chat needs to be reminded about your likes. I think they do something for you through YouTube. Yes, I agree. And I appreciate you guys reminding me to ask for the likes. Plus, when you chat with me too, I think that helps. The more you're interacting with me here, the more YouTube will keep showing you guys whenever I'm live. So if you want to be notified when I'm live, I think that helps when you like and chat and stuff like that. And of course, I love it when you guys chat with me. I'm still so new to doing lives. I've been trying to do a little research on it and see, because it seems like in the past few weeks, the thing that I've heard the most from you guys as far as complaints about doing the live streams is that you're not getting the notifications. So I've been trying to research that, and so far, even though there's no real clear answers, because it seems like YouTube's constantly changing how they do things, but it seems like, from what I have discovered, that the more you guys interact with me, then the more YouTube will be like, oh, you must like this, so we'll show it to you more. Christy said, I collect Santas from around the world. I currently have 23, but growing. That's awesome. How do you find them? Do you get them like actually traveling, or are you looking online? Or Robin said, it's a lot of work. I was glad to have the help. I bet. Plus, I bet with your husband and kids doing it, you see a different way of doing things that maybe you wouldn't have done, right? Like a new way of putting something out, or where to put it, or things like that. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly said, just joining the chat. I've been watching the last few lives, but doing so peacefully myself. I worked on week 11 challenge and finished up my ugly sweater ornament. Awesome, Kimberly. Did you like making it? We tried to throw in something a little different for week 11. The ugly sweater is just the cutest, though. It's such a cute ornament design. Tammy said, my husband and I started collecting Disney ornaments 28 years ago when we got married. My kids were mad last year because I didn't even get them out. They're still packed away. Yeah, it's like, well, you guys need to get it out then. That's what I told my daughter. I'm like, you need to help me then. It's a lot of work. Robin said, I'm just gathering supplies now for week 11. It's so cute. They're so cute, and they're even cuter in person. Wait till you're done, Robin. They're so cute in person. Plus, you can really have fun with the embellishments on that design. I don't have one right beside me. I wish I did so I could show. I do have the Santa suit, which is part of the same pattern. I've got one of those sitting beside me because I need to add a hanger to it. But this is the pattern that you can make into an ugly sweater. Darn it, I wish I had one right here. I'll have to get one out for tomorrow, you guys, so I can show you. But You take this and turn it into an ugly sweater. So it's just a really, really cute little pattern. Little Lady said, I want to cover my Christmas tree, or my Christmas with sheets and uncover next November. That would make it easier. Cat Law said, if I don't get a tree up, it wouldn't bother me much. To me, the nativity is the most important thing to get out and set up. Cat Law, I have been looking for a good nativity. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. I would really like to get a nice nativity set to put up. My mom had one a long time ago that I loved, and it got ruined at some point a while back. And I think I see that one in my mind, and I haven't seen any in the store or anything that measures up. But honestly, I don't see that many of them, and I wish I could find a beautiful one. Kathy said, I collect, don't laugh, teddy bears from Walmart. They have the year printed on their feet. I started in 1990. I did not know about that, Kathy. I did not know that they had a teddy bear collection with the years. That's super cool. I would not laugh at that. Creative Minds said also, for channels that are monetized, I think the interactions and likes make your channel a little bit of money. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We have, this channel is monetized, but I don't know how it works with live streams. I'll have to look into that. Maybe just as a general rule, maybe the engagement and stuff helps overall. Patty said, my kids are adults, and to be honest, dragging all the Christmas decorations and the tree down from the attic is just a chore now. I have lights in the window, but that's all I've done right now. I totally understand. Christy said, most of my Santas came from Hobby Lobby and friends. Christy said, Kathy, I used to collect those bears as well. Thank you, Catlaw. Catlaw said, thumbed up and shared to Facebook. I appreciate it. Robin said, yeah, I've had that pattern for a while and it's really cute. Tammy said, I just got week 10 cut yesterday. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to cut week 11. The nice thing is they're not going anywhere. You can take your time. I always say that with the challenge because sometimes people will be like, I can't keep up. But really, it's just a way to get you guys excited about doing a pattern that maybe you haven't seen in a while. So, but definitely take your time. You don't have to get it all done on the same timeline or anything like that, or even at all. I mean, sometimes we have people skip weeks, and that's totally fine. It's just for fun. Costco has a beautiful nativity, Kelly said. I will have to check that out. Tammy said someone gave my kids a Fisher Price Little People nativity when they were small. I love little people, so that is our nativity. I love little people too. Cal said, I have 3. I have one from the 60s from Grants City. I have an old one from Home Interior from the 80s. And I have Members Mark from the 2000s. 2205, I think. They are all nice. Home Interior. I remember Home Interior. Kimberly said my mom had a Christmas chair. She threw a Christmas tablecloth over a dining chair. We only let her do that once. Cat Law said, I'll see if I can change my pick here to the Members Mark Nativity and then maybe you can see it. I'll try. Okay. That's an idea. Tammy said I was doing pretty well, keeping up, and my daughter asked me to make ornaments for the secretaries in the local schools where she's a substitute. So then your workload just grew, right? There's no getting ahead of Christmas time. Oh, I forgot to do the 4th piece before I did the trimming. It's funny because I'm kind of reading the computer screen more than I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. So I feel like I'm gonna look at this and it's gonna be really wonky. Like maybe I don't realize what I'm doing here. Wow, Nancy said I have a rocking chair, excuse me, that my parents gave me when I was 4. I'm 66 now. I put it out at Christmas and put our stocking on it. That's awesome. Alice said, at this point, are we able to sign up for the Christmas challenge or did we have to sign up at the beginning? You don't even have to actually sign up. I just make a blog post each week saying what that week's pattern is, and you just make it if you want to make it and don't make it if you don't want to. So if you want to go back to, I'll put a link to the blog here in a second in the comments, and you can just kind of scroll back through and you can make them if you want to or not. But you don't even have to sign up for anything. It's just meant to be for fun and just kind of like get people inspired to get making them and stuff like that. And we try to like bring out patterns that people haven't seen in a while. We have so many patterns now, you guys. Like we have a few hundred patterns. So some of them get lost, you know, a lot of patterns will get lost in the shuffle, and then we just like to remind people that they exist. And it's nice for us too, because a lot of my team participates in the challenge, and so it's just a good way for us to kind of like remind ourselves of those patterns that we made, and also just, I don't know, it kind of gets us thinking about new ideas too, to be honest. I have this pin trying to peek out right here, and it's bothering me. Every time I turn my ball, I see the little glint. I should have gotten it out before. There we go. I can see it a teeny tiny little bit, Cat Law. you know what I might try to do after I'm done on this live? I might be able to go back and look at it, and maybe I'll see if I can blow it up any. Tammy said, no getting ahead, especially with kids, even when the kids are in their 20s. I know. Sometimes the older they get, the more demands they have. Patty said, now I see why the last layer for Starburst didn't match. So what did you do, Patty? Oh, you didn't work opposite. I see your comment down below. You don't really have to. You don't have to go opposite with this. I just do because that's just a habit for me. You could just work your way around. The reason I like to go opposite with this one is because the prism fold sort of throws you off a little bit and you don't have that line in the middle. So I like to be able to see the two triangles pointing at each other as I go. And then I know I'm keeping my star even, if that makes sense. Kathy said, I'll be making ornaments all year for every season. My grandson is a welder. He is going to make me a nice piece to hang them on. I'm excited. That's so cool. So I did just finally get that metal, I think it's brass. I don't know. I can't remember. That tree that I was telling you guys about. And it just came over the weekend. I haven't put it together yet. It's the one that Tammy, who works in the shop, told me about. She got it for her mom. And I'm going to do the same that you are, Kathy. I'm going to use it to hang ornaments on all year. For those of you guys who are new around here, we do these all year, and it's not just Christmas. We have all kinds of different themes and stuff. Kathy said, is Facebook under Ornament Girl? Yeah, the public page is the Ornament Girl. Tammy said, my new favorite is the Peekaboo Heart. I've made that one for several family members for Christmas this year. I love that one too. And that one goes really quick once you get it down. Thank you for reminding me of that one, actually. I love that one, and I haven't made it in a while. Creative Mind said, I was completely ready for Christmas, and then we had a family emergency on Thanksgiving. I was busy with that all last week, and now I'm helping my friend with her sewing for Christmas. It seems like there's always something that throws us off, but I do hope everything is okay, Creative Minds. Catlaw said, I went to my channel and clicked on change pic and it'll take you to your... Oh, okay. I think somebody above had said that you... Christy said I couldn't get my picture to change, so Catlaw's telling Christy how to change her picture. Patty said it threw me off bad. You might be having the same problem I have, Patty, with that. Like I was saying, I need to be able to visually see my triangles pointing at each other so I can see that they're straight. And when I work my way around, and some people like to do it that way, but if I go around this way, I can't see as visually if everything is, pointing at each other. So maybe try that on the next one, Patty, and see if it helps you. Catlaw said, I have those coat hanger extension kind of things all hanging in the hallway, and I hang the ornaments on the pegs all year. That's a good idea. Kathy said, that's a wonderful idea, a metal Christmas tree. Next year I will fill it up and my kiddos can choose from the tree. Thanks for the idea, Stacy. Oh, you're so welcome. I'll let Tammy know. She's the one to thank. And actually, let me see if I can find that link, you guys. It is such a pretty tree. And she sent me a picture of it that she had set up for her mom, and they're perfect for this size of ornament, which I know those of you guys who have made lots of these, you probably know it can be hard to find even the ornament storage boxes. A lot of times are not right for these because they have the bows and stuff and you don't want them to get smushed. They're sort of big. So it's nice to find one that can fit this size of ornament. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can find this exact one. I think this might be it. No, it's not. I'm not signed into my Amazon account. And I don't know my password on this computer. I might have to look for that for you guys later. Darn it. They had it in, I believe, black and gold, and I got the gold one. I'm gonna try one more thing. Ah, here we go. I found it. So they have two sizes too, which is cool. They have 6 foot and 3 foot. So you could do you could just put this on on your table or something if you want the small one. But it's pretty. I can't wait to put it up. Okay, I just put that link in the chat. Mary Lou said, I did the Easter egg last year and they were a huge hit. Everyone loved them. That's awesome. Catwall said the accordion coat hangers. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a great idea. Hi, Dana. Dana said, hello, everyone. New here. Glad I caught the live event. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you caught it too. I try to do these every day, although I did miss a couple days last week unexpectedly, but we're trying to do them every day, every weekday. Nancy said, I think the ornament is beautiful. Love the colors. Thank you. Nope, that's wonky. Look at that. You can see I have a wonky triangle right there where I don't know. I didn't go back far enough, I think. We don't want to put that on top. I think I like this way. Tammy said, I have a 5 foot cast iron. Is that inches or feet? My eyes are so bad, you guys. I cannot tell if you got inches or feet there. Cast iron tree for my craft room. I'm assuming foot since not many ornaments would fit on a 5-inch tree. And a 9 foot pre-lit tree for my living room. Kathy said, OMG, that is adorable. I will definitely get this one in black. It's so pretty. I can't wait to put mine up. And I'm going to find a permanent spot for it so I can decorate it all year. Tammy said, okay, my tree is the 6 foot in black that you just showed. Oh, okay. So you have the same one. Dana said, I caught your video when you were using ribbon and it inspired me to order more balls and fabric from your shop. It arrived and I have made 8 ornaments in the last week having fun. That is so cool. I'm so happy to hear that. Tammy said, I think I put inches, but it's feet. Okay. Thanks for clear. I thought I was seeing inches, but I don't trust my eyes because I can't see anything anymore. I did get a call from my eye doctor today that my lenses are in, so I'm going to be going and getting some glasses this week. Kathy said, welcome to the chat, Dina. Patty said, is Peekaboo Heart a bonus to the Peekaboo Pumpkin? No, the names are similar, but they're totally different patterns. They're actually completely different. Made different, not just a different shape, but they're made completely different too. The Peekaboo Heart is actually similar to the Trinity Knot on a heart. The Trinity Knot is not originally on a heart either, but it's like it's got that fold, that same kind of fold, except for it has a little peekaboo section. That's another one I can try to find in my collection to show you guys this week if you would like, Patty. So here's my little ribbon scrap bag that Tammy made for me. We got all kinds of goodies in here. This is truly a scrap bag. I like this ruffle ribbon. That'll be really cute on here. Kind of have that country vibe. The ruffle. And I like the idea of adding this too. It's got a little bit of sparkle, but I think just adding a couple loops of this will be really interesting. She's so good at picking out ribbon. All right, we'll move these guys out of the way a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do like I've been doing, you guys, and just make a mixture. I've only got 2 of these, so I'll put 1 in each bow. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And we've got some little scraps here. So this one is about the right length if I cut it in half. So we'll do that. Yes, Tammy said if you're an OG member, it's the January 2021 pattern. I just went looking for it. That is correct. We will mix in, I think I'll do, there's so much here that I'm overwhelmed. I can't figure out where to start. Also, I had 2 of these. Where did the other one go? I'm like, did it stick to my arms? You guys, this is so funny. I literally just had 2 of these. Oh, here it is. It traveled across the desk. Okay. I was like, it disappeared. A whole piece of ribbon just totally disappeared on me. Creative Minds said, I need Tammy to come to my house and help me coordinate stuff for me. Yep. Thanks, Tammy. I know. She's so good at it. We have a little left over. I'll do 2. This is for my smaller bow. And Hattie said, I missed the 6-foot black tree that you showed. Can you show it again? Yeah, I just, you know what I did? I put a link. I didn't show it. Although, I think I can show it, you guys, because I don't have it here in person, but you guys are gonna see my screen look a little wacky for a second. You're seeing what I have on my screen for my live streaming, for the live streaming, but here you go. So here it is on Amazon, and I put a link in the chat. This is what I was talking about. Isn't that pretty? So I got it in gold, but you can get it in black. Here's the black one. And I'll grab the link again. Let me go back to my desk. And then here is that link. Alice said exactly the same thought about having Tammy come over to my house too, except no one wants to come to upstate New York this time of year. Yeah, it'd be hard for us Floridians to go to New York right now. We would pretty much die. Oh, okay. Let me get back to my project here. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of ribbon I have here. Just mixing in a little bit of the sheer, I think, to tone down the solid red. This is going to be a very mixture-y bow. We're going to have all kinds of stuff going on. All right, let me start there. See what we got. CJ said I have a satanic cat, so I usually don't put up a tree, which I hate, but I love the crazy cat. What do you do? I know. The cats love the tree. So far, we've been okay with the tree this year. Honestly, I'm having more of a trouble with the dogs with the tree, and they haven't really bothered the ornaments yet, knock on wood. But I have these, on one of the trees, there's like these fake berries, and they keep trying to eat the berries off of it, which, you know, can't be good for them, first of all. And also, I find these little half chewed up styrofoam berries all over the floor. Pretty soon there's not going to be any left, which is a bummer because they're pretty. Oh yeah, this is gonna be quite the bow. I might have enough going so far. I might try to add in this other green one, but I don't think I need both of the other green. It can be where you get too many loops, so I might be there now. We'll see. Dana said it's a beautiful tree. I prefer the gold, I think. That's the one I got. They're both pretty, but I loved that gold. I'll let you guys know how it comes out. It's still sitting in the box. It just got here, I think, yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to put it together yesterday. Christy said that tree will be great for craft fairs to hold our ornaments. That's a really good idea. Alice said that's why I'm coming to your state in February. That's awesome, Alice. Are you coming here on vacation? February is a great time to be in Florida. That's pretty. I definitely couldn't have added another loop on there. I might reduce my second bow down by one of these little ruffle pieces. And we'll just do these 4. Tammy said they're pretty easy to set up, thankfully. That's good to know. Nice. Alice said, running away from the snow for a couple of months in our RV. Good for you. Catlaw said, love that bow. Tammy said, I was just informed that dinner is ready. Have a nice night. You too. I wonder. Oh, I was sitting here wondering what string I would use for the hanger, and now I'm remembering that she had put a piece of red string in here somewhere. What did I do with it is the question. Oh, there it is. That is gonna be my hanger. She was using the old noggin. Dana said, I lived in Florida for a while. Have you heard of Tierra Verde outside of St. Pete? No, I sure haven't. Hi, Suzanne. Oh, I like that. I think it was the right move to leave one ruffle out of the top bow. And that really added to the, I think, to the tiered effect. Also, that came out really cute, you guys. I'm pretty tickled with this one. Suzanne said, where have you been? I've been worried about you. Oh, Suzanne, thank you. You know what? I missed Thursday and Friday. It wasn't intentional. Thursday, we were having some internet issues. And remember on Wednesday when I was live, I was having some weird internet issues? Well, they were working on the internet the next day, so I think something was going on. So I ended up, like, by the time that I felt comfortable, like, the internet was not going to go off on me, it was really late, so I did not go Thursday. And then Friday, I actually didn't feel that great, so I didn't get on live on Friday either. What to pin this on with? I wish I had some pearls. We've got pearls in the shop, but I do not have them up here. But thank you, Suzanne, for asking. Thanks, guys. Patty said, where do you purchase the ornament hanger string from? I'm not sure where this came from. The string that I usually use is Mayart's. I'll show you what that looks like. We use this. We don't have this. We get this in gold, silver, and white. And this is probably what I use the most of. And you get it on these giant rolls. And this is from Mayart's. I need to find out where this string is from. I'm imagining you could find something like this on Amazon. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm trying to decide. This is not a blingy ornament other than this teeny little bit of green sparkle I have. And I don't know, since I don't have a pearl bead up here that I like, if I wanted to just like a crystal or I could do a green crystal. That might be cute. Kind of bring out that green a little bit. It's not quite the same green. The other thing maybe is just really going simple and just doing like a little sequin and just not having a lot of focus on this. I really need to get more of my beads up here. Let me try both of these. Well, that's kind of cute. And this string here that I'm using, I think you could probably find something like this on Amazon, but it's just a satin like cord, like satin cord. If I can get a pin through it. Okay, I like that. The green is a little off, but the red sequin on top is toning that down a bit. I don't think it's really noticeable. You guys, I am pleased. I'm pleased with this. Country, but just a teeny little bit of sparkle up there. I think it's really Christmassy and festive. The bow just makes so much difference, doesn't it, you guys? Needleworker said, everyone have a good evening, got a busy week ahead. I'll catch the replay. Have a good night, Needleworker. We're just about done anyway. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and thank you for watching. Suzanne said, did you find your supplies for the deer or doe? No, Suzanne, I totally forgot. So thank you for reminding me of that. I need to do that. Robin said, it's very cute. Need a red one in the middle. I can try that. I can try that. Just a little red sequin, maybe. This is so tiny that that one doesn't have a centered hole. Let's get a better one. If this doesn't work, then maybe a red crystal bead. That's pretty cute, actually. I don't want anything too much in the middle of this. Let me center it a little bit better. There we go. Cute, 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 cute. I like it. Dana said, I like to use the string that wraps the fabric bundles from your shop. Yes. Thank you for reminding me about that. I totally forgot about that for a second. Yeah, the string that we wrap the bundles with, which they get, Tammy gets wholesale from somewhere, and I don't know where. And it usually will match, it always matches the fabric bundles. So it's perfect for doing hangers with. Thank you for that reminder. CJ said, speaking of the deer doe, I cannot find the eyebrows in the shop. We don't have the eyebrows, CJ, but in the printable supply list, hang on, you guys, let me link this for you. In that supply list, I think there's a link to where we got ours, which I believe, I want to say was on Etsy somewhere. Hang on one second. Let me grab the deer doe video for those of you guys who want to make that. And then the supply list you can get right below the video. Here we go. Robin said, and I'm sure you guys are busy, I'm excited for next week. Yeah, Robin. I can't wait for next week. We're gonna be unveiling our big bundle that we do every year with 5 new patterns, and I'm really excited for this year. I'm excited every single year, but this year we've got some really like classic quilty designs that I think you guys are gonna really like. Thank you, Marissa. Marissa said, as usual, you do beautiful work. Thank you. I really appreciate that. CJ said, bling is a good thing. Yep, and just that little bit, that added a lot. So thank you for that idea. It's beautiful. I feel like my bow's a little wonky right there. Let's move you over just a touch. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I'm happy with this one. Suzanne said the Amazon link will come up for the eyelashes. Okay, it's Amazon. I was thinking it was Etsy, but I guess it's Amazon. CJ said awesome. Thanks, you guys. Nancy said it looks wonderful. Love the bow. You guys, this was a fun one today. I appreciate you guys watching. If you liked it, will you give me a thumbs up? I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back and do, I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. If I can figure out where all the deer and doe stuff is, then maybe we'll do one of those ornaments. And then at some point this week, like I mentioned, I'm going to be finishing up hangers on a pile of ornaments that I've been getting out of my attic to put on the Christmas tree. Ornaments that do not have hangers or maybe are missing some other piece or part. So we'll be doing that at some point in the week too, you guys. But otherwise, I hope you have an awesome rest of your night. If you're interested in learning how to make this pattern step by step, don't forget, I've got a link in the description to the full step-by-step video that Kennedy recorded here on YouTube. And you can also get a printable supply list that gives you all these fabric cuts and the amounts that you need, along with everything else that you need too. Link is below for that. You guys, thanks again. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have an awesome rest of your night. And thank you I'm glad you guys like this. Thank you for the compliments. I'll see you tomorrow, you guys. Happy ornamenting.